Carnivora. It's the Latin name for meat-eating placental animals. If you put it in quotes, capitalize and do other things, it's a trademark, copyright, service mark, legal trap. I'm reviewing a product known under that name, and I'm basing my review on what it contains, or more accurately, what little you can find out about what it contains, because it's a mystery treatment. Number one. Number two, there are a bunch of copyright and IP, intellectual property traps, built into this product to prevent people from reviewing it. Next, no, it's not Big Pharma keeping you from curing your cancer, and it didn't work on Ronald Reagan. And there aren't any medical studies showing any effects that are positive, and in some cases not even negative, for humans. Because any negative study gets suppressed. The only person suppressing research about this group of materials, one of which is named after meat-eating placental mammals, the only suppression going on is the people trying to sell it. I guess no news is good news, right? Venus flytrap extract can contain any of the followings, none of the following, because if it's sold as a dietary supplement, it can contain literally nothing, because there is no regulation of any kind of purity, or whether it contains any active or inactive ingredients, because it's a way of skirting the law and getting away with selling you snake oil. If you don't like that answer, I don't give a damn. Flavonoids, acids, digestive protein enzymes, that's flesh-eating materials. It's designed to eat things. It's from a Venus flytrap. It's a plant that eats meat, or at least eats bugs. Main ingredient or compound, or whatever you want to call it, it's a compound, that gets cited as having an effect and is actually involved in studies, and only a few actually mention the Venus flytrap itself. None of them mention any of the brand names, because if they did, they get sued. Plumbagin. I can't pronounce it correctly. Plumbagin. It's a compound that's found mostly in a set of plants. Many plants, not just the Venus flytrap. It's an oxidant. That's something you take antioxidants to stop. It's found in many unrelated plants, really, and it's shown in laboratory settings and in medical settings to be a genotoxic, mutagenic toxin. It causes cancer. Asshat. Oh, excuse me. It doesn't cause cancer. It causes mutations in single cells when they reproduce. So I guess if you're a big single cell, you'll mutate and form into two twins that don't look identical because you have mutated. It causes mutation and genetic damage. Well, what about real-world studies? There aren't any. The ones involving humans that are negative, they don't publish, and the ones that are positive won't be backed up. They won't let you see the results. Suppression of results. See also naphthoquinone as a group of compounds related to it. Some side effects have been reported with its external use, such as diarrhea, skin rash, liver damage, and abnormal blood counts via skin contact or oral. If injected into the skin, muscles, veins, side effects have included nausea, vomiting, fever, chills, and the collapse of the circulatory system. Let's ignore that. Female rats given the compound failed to conceive, and pregnant rats given the drug were more likely to abort, while those not bothered with it conceived easily and did not abort spontaneously. So I guess if you want to kill your unborn baby, use this shit. Don't like that answer? Remember, you have to play back the video and see exactly the way I'm using the wording to make sure that you can sue me. But hey, it's YouTube. The channel will be killed off for anything you want, right? Anyway, Carnivora is the Latin name for an order of meat-eating placental mammals. I'm not violating your copyright trap, Venus. So here we go. In 1970s, no dates applied. just sometime in the 70s, a German physician, an oncologist, named Helmut Keller. That's very German. Helmut, a pug dog with devil horns. Haphazardly noticed the activity of a Venus flytrap. He was observing a plant outside of his training. He's not a bug or plant specialist. He's ignorant of what he's looking at. And a bell went off in his head. Yeah. If a carnivorous plant could digest insects without harming its own cells, why would that cause harm? You and I digest plants all the time, and it doesn't hurt us most of the time, right? You're more likely to get genetic damage from consuming something genetically related to you because your digestive system, while splitting up the proteins, gets confused, and some of the proteins are absorbed without breaking them down, and they can become integrated into your tissues. Hence the reason some varieties of meat, and definitely cannibalism, could cause digestive tract cancer. Not that a cannibal would worry about it. Pigs shouldn't eat pigs. It's just something we found out about. But anyway, if it can digest bugs, it must have an immune system, a very powerful immune system, to avoid getting damaged by eating insects. It's a plant that eats bugs. I don't think it worries about crap, number one. Number two, I don't think it needs an immune system. Plants' immune system consists of them being toxic to everything around them, especially mammals and bugs. That's why they produce them. If you learned a little bit about plants back in the 70s, Mr. Helmut, Devil Dog, you would know this. I learn it every time I come in contact with nettles or frickin' poison oak. Moron! Anyway, and it doesn't actually digest it, it dissolves it and allows it to introduce it into its own tissues. And yeah, Venus flytraps actually can get cancer. Did anybody look anything? No, nobody looks this shit up. Why would you look anything? Trees can get cancer too. Anyway, he patented something under the name after the Latin word, after testing liquids pressed from the Venus flytrap to determine whether or not they could digest, eat, dissolve, break down, corrode abnormal proteins found in cancer cells. And what were the results? That's the only one that's released, by the way. And it's incomplete and never peer-reviewed. But anyway, no, it didn't release any positive results either on his own product. He had a large financial stake in a clinic that administers the drug for massive pay, and in the company that manufactures the drugs, and then he claimed that out of 210 people with various types of cancer with no documentation, 56% either experienced remission or stabilization of their tumors. Stabilization? In a 1985 study published in a little-known German medical journal that has never been peer-reviewed, replicated, or verified at all, and is somehow mysteriously missing. The results of several other studies from India were positive but inconclusive for these, and you can look up nutriceutical. I can't pronounce it, so therefore you can't come after me for saying it on the channel, but it's another word that's used in the literature as a copyright trap, so I guess me not pronouncing words a lot on my channel prevents me from getting sued, doesn't it? The word did not appear in any of the mostly test tube and mouse-based studies. No human studies were done that were successful, or if they were any studies, they must have been negative because they weren't published. This was a copyright block, by the way. None of the plumbagin research listed, which is almost all of it, on that website I'm not naming, actually tested the product. None of them. Only the 1989 test mentioned the flytrap species. All of the others literally tested just one element of what is supposed to be in there. And again, the FDA requires that if you put out a product, at least somewhere there's documentation of what's in the damn pill or in the injection. If it's a food supplement, you're legally not required to release it, and you can claim that it's a trade secret or whatever you want to. With the medical industry, no matter how much you scream loudly about Big Pharma, them using trade secret on anything immediately makes the Food and Drug Administration and every medical person go into a rage attack to get the data because they know they're hiding something, because that's usually the first thing. Well, it's a trade secret. Oh, okay, well, we're raiding your building, taking all of your research, and it's going to be public domain in a few minutes, or you can give us the data and shut the hell up. Yeah, they're literally Nazis about it when they go into a building. They are not fun. At least they weren't. Now they're weakened, sort of like the FCC is. But anyway, let's get on with this. It's not effective in treating cancer of any kind, period. There's no proof of it having any effect useful of it or anything. And any negative results have been suppressed. Again, the only people suppressing the research are the people claiming it's being suppressed. There isn't any standardized dose. That's a big giveaway. Even aspirin has standardized doses, and it shows that it's safe and effective in some ways, and it can be used as a preventative measure, ordinary aspirin, to help prevent heart attack. That was found out after the fact. It didn't start off as a food supplement. All right, let's go on. It's not approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and it cannot be legally prescribed as a drug. The FDA, you can do that with marijuana, but you can't do it with this, right? Come on. The FDA prohibits its import into the United States except for personal use or as an ingredient in foodstuffs. So you can't import it any other way. It has to be just, I'm importing it and it's just mine. Oral products usually can contain anywhere from 25% and up of alcohol. Do you buy it by the jug? Next. This product is sold as a dietary supplement in the United States as a way around the snake oil laws, the anti-snake oil laws, to avoid evidence of safe and effective health benefits. Not tell the truth of what's in the bottle. They cooked the books for years by withholding test results that don't suit them, and the disclaimer on their website says the following: this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease in the United States, because even Canada lets you get away with kind of lying. But in the United States, we used to have laws, and we still kind of have them as a legacy, to prevent people from selling you literally gasoline as a food additive. And yes, there are assholes on the internet telling you should drink kerosene, because these people are assholes. It's that simple. And I'm going to repeat, a plant neurotoxin, biotoxin, genetic toxin, or mutagen that is supposed to try to kill off insects that try to eat it or eat them wouldn't be something you want to put into your body. We're genetically much more similar to insects than we are plants. This would be a very bad thing to do. There is not a single peer-reviewed successful study of the material named after meat-eating mammals, or any of its main ingredient, or any other ingredient involving any human malady. That's the other thing, is the studies don't even sometimes mention what they're trying to treat. There are test tube studies, but that doesn't mean anything. You can contact them about this, and the response you get is something about 25 years ago, and it's prohibited in the United States, that research, because of course it's suppressed. And then you get a reference to Ronald Reagan, who had to have his cancer finished treatments after he's supposed to have taken Carnivora, through surgery and medical treatments with real medicine, which means it was a failed treatment for Reagan. And another person writing a story on unconventional medicines. That's all you get. They won't even bring up any medical studies. And they say, in order for you to get that information, you have to email them from somewhere outside of the United States or Canada, so they can avoid ever having been accused of sending false advertisement to anyone who's an American or Canadian. When you go through that many loops lying, you will invoke a conspiracy theory about Big Pharma and the government suppressing cancer cures. Like, you can't walk into Mexico and find out, oh, in Mexico we have a Food and Drug Administration and we've been able to test it. Where's the peer review? Where's any testing? All we get are testimonials. And by the way, one of the testimonial ladies, they removed from their page. She died from cancer. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And these products are crap. And there's nothing they can do about this video.